Good morning. All right, let's see what we have today. It's gonna hug the right. Parked diagonally to the left. We got a car coming up on the right. Oh crap, I gotta hit the accelerator. Okay. Alright, there was a guy coming on the left. The cars were coming up on the right. It took a while for it to make that decision, and I just didn't want to chance it. Reasons why I don't keep my hand on the wheel is because I think it's easier for the video to show that I'm not steering it. But my hands are ready to go at any time. You know. It's a little needy on the wheel today. We're kind of hugging the right side of this lane a little bit more than usual. So I had somebody ask me why I did not get the F-150 Lightning that I had the reservation for. And so in about September of 2021, I saw that Ford had a $40,000 F-150 Lightning that they were going to release. And I said, wait, that makes sense. That makes sense. I would love to have a four-wheel drive pickup truck, electric vehicle. I'm sure it's only like 200 miles of range, probably in reality. But take the sun that's destroying the roof of my house and turn it into driving a mildly efficient electric vehicle. The MPGE on the F-150 Lightning was about, I think it's around 8 in the 80s. The MPGE on this is about 122. So you're talking like this has 50% better efficiency as far as how the electricity translates into range. The F-150 Lightning had a 100 kilowatt hour battery in it, and it had vehicle to grid, which means I could run my house off of it. And I said, oh, this is great, because a Tesla Powerwall is like 10 grand for 10 kilowatt hours, and that's like 100 grand in batteries, so I could, you know, basically arbitrage the electrical rates at my house by charging it at night when it's cheap and then using the car to run things during the day. And I looked it up, and I needed a 100 amp electrical circuit to charge the car, or 80 amp, I'm sorry, I needed an 80 amp circuit to charge the car. By the way, that guy over there was in my lane on the left side there. At any rate, so it seemed like a perfect fit. 40 grand for all that. I said, this is great. Dropped my $100 down for a refundable $100, by the way, down for that pickup. And then proceeded to wait and wait and wait. And I don't know, 9 months later, I got my first email from Ford. A survey, essentially. And I was only interested in the Pro. But the sad part about it is, as I was waiting, the price kept going up. Soon in August of last year, when they started to tease about the tax credit, Ford says, oh, now we got to raise this thing $7,500. It's in no way related to the $7,500 tax credit you get from the government. And nothing is more obvious to people who care about their money than to see a blatant theft where you say, look, the government's going to give me some money back. Wait, now the car manufacturer's just going to steal it from me? And it's like, okay, fine, whatever. And then the price kept going up and up and up and up until, I don't know, around February this year, that same pickup truck that was 40 grand was $62,000. And then on top of that, you had to deal with the dealerships saying, you know, we just feel like we're going to charge you $5,000 to $15,000 more because we can. So now you take that $40,000 pickup truck, you take 62, you add 15 to it, now you're at 77,000. Let's just round it down to 75 just to be nice. So $75,000 for what was a $40,000 pickup truck, and my $100 deposit didn't mean anything as far as I could tell. There was really no meaningful communication from Ford about this. And I love Fords. I love Lincolns. They're one of my favorite car manufacturers. The Lincoln MKZ hybrid that we've had, the two that we've had have been the most wonderful cars we've ever owned. 35 miles per gallon, 40 miles per gallon on when we do trips. I love them. But Ford basically stopped making the sedans because they want to sell overpriced gas guzzling vehicles. There's more profit in it, so screw the sedans. And the MKZ would have been a perfect car for them to have electrified and put against the Model 3 or the Model S Tesla. So at any rate, more to come in the part 2 after we see how this thing's going to manage the parking lot when we're heading back. A little bit more confident today. A little jerky there. Shouldn't have said that out loud about the confidence thing. Got a car coming on the left. It's creeping around here. Not too bad. Driving down the lane here with the turn signal on. Alright, we've hit our destination. So I gotta take over, which is fine. Go ahead. Fellow Tesla driver. It's funny too, because that has the word Tesla across the back of it, and I think that means it's one of the older ones, like a 2020 or something. Alright, we'll just go out here and park and please don't ding my door land. Are you gonna give me any? It did pop up with a P. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Start. So I'm gonna be very nervous about this since that other thing happened. Not bad. Okay, now they did a good job, but I just don't like being I don't like being over the line. I like being right in front of the line. All right, we'll be back in a little. Okay. Really quick, there's a bus on the right that is slowly coming towards us, but it's stopping. And we're clear. The map showed the bus, by the way, or the layout. All right, here comes our real fun blind right turn. That doesn't make sense. Why is it a blind right turn? All right, there's nobody over here, so there it goes. All right. Go up here and make our right turn. Hopefully nobody goes behind us. This is where it likes to make that wide right turn that somebody could slip in on the right side. Still on 11.3.6, if anybody's wondering. Full self-driving. But I have to admit, this is, I only have to deal with it about 95% of the time. We got a left turn guy going, which means the right turn should be clear once it creeps forward, kind of checks things out. Ooh, a little dart to the right there. I don't think you can feel that on the camera. Alright, we'll just slow it down a little bit. So, the F-150 Lightning ordeal. So basically, at the end of everything, I looked at it and I said, they're going to charge me $75,000 to $80,000 for a truck that was promised to me a year and a half before that for $40,000. Because again, I just wanted the Pro basic one. I probably would have added the electrical package and maybe a towing package on there as well. But it was just insane. The idea that that truck went up 100% in its price, not just because of Ford and its MSRP, but because of the dealerships doing whatever the heck they feel like doing. It really soured me on the whole thing, and I was definitely not going to pay that. If they wanted to honor the $40,000 price that I had originally reserved at, I would have bought. And near as I could tell through watching a bunch of videos on YouTube and everything, that was not happening. And I kept hearing about people overpaying, and I'm just like, you know, when you go to sell that car that you paid $80,000 for, the resale value of it's probably going to be based upon that $40,000 price tag. So you're never going to get that equity back in the car. So, you know, then you basically enter the Model Y situation where the government had finally announced what the tax credit was going to be in January. And they said, well, the Tesla Model Y is only good with 5 passengers up to $55,000 to get the $7,500 back. And if you got the 7-passenger Model Y, it would be up to $80,000 and you get your money back. And that price tag is based upon like color, interior, wheels, and like towing and whatever else you add on there. So if you add that stuff on there and you go over $55,000, you don't get the tax credit. So at that point, Tesla said, oh, our $65,000 Tesla Model Y doesn't qualify because they rated us down at $55,000, and the only one of the Tesla Model Ys that does qualify has to be 7-passenger. So obviously the order spiked for 7-passenger at that point to get that tax credit. And then as Tesla decided, and I'm sure you all know this, I'm just kind of recapping, they dropped the price $13,000. So it went from $65,000 down to $52,000. So basically, you could add 2 $1,000 options and stay below $55,000, you know, $54,000, $990 kind of price, and that would qualify for the $7,500. So you could make it blue and add a trailer hitch, which was a $1,000 option each, and that was great. This was in January. And so I went and I looked at my situation. I said, well, geez, the pickup truck isn't very practical. The Model Y is pretty practical. So, you know, I basically said, okay, well, I'll go ahead and look at the financing. And I got the financing arranged. And when I went back to place an order, they'd raised the price $500. And there's really no $1,500 option other than black, which I don't want black. So now I could only get a trailer hitch or a blue car. And I looked at so I said, okay, well, I'll order a white one with a trailer hitch. And I locked it in, and I think the price even went up again after that. But the white was bothering me because I really wanted a blue one. So I went ahead and talked to a salesperson over there and I said, does the trailer hitch require special things from the factory of the car, like an extra cooler or anything? They said no. It's literally the exact same thing if you buy it as an accessory from our service center versus when you order it with the vehicle. And they're like, just order the blue one, and they changed it for you. You call the Tesla number, and the salespeople can handle that. So I said, great. So I ordered a blue one, and then they said you should check out our used ones. And I went and I looked at the used ones, and they had this situation where the used ones were now more expensive than the new ones because they were priced before the $13,000 drop. So what they did is they lowered the prices of the car, but they included full self-driving and acceleration boost if you had a long range, which is about $17,000 worth of software essentially. So basically at that point I'm like, yeah, I'm saving a lot of money on that versus the pickup truck. And I'll get a trailer hitch, and I can tow if I need a truck type thing. So anyway, that's how that worked out. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next time. Like and subscribe and comment, please. Thank you. All right, here we go again. me back in the seat there. It was a very clean right turn. There wasn't a lot of traffic for it to deal with. So, let's see here. Tug. So, I guess to continue on the Lightning saga of what happened, I really liked the Lightning. I really wanted that pickup truck, but Ford just burned the bridge with me. And I said, you know what? As impractical as it was to buy a pickup truck for $40,000, definitely when you take the fact that I would be financing the whole thing and it's overvalued and then it's marked up, and I don't see any way you get the resale value of an $80,000 pickup truck that was supposed to be $40,000. I could see that you buy it and 2 weeks later you sell it for $10,000 or $15,000 less, but not you'll never get that back, in my opinion. Which means nothing. I'm nobody. What do I know, right? But that was my mindset, essentially. As I said, it's just not going to work. So the other interesting part that I forgot to mention before was the communication was sparse between Ford and me for my $100 reservation. So they would say, they sent me an email 9 months after I made my reservation and said, hey, you know, we're taking a survey. What do you want? I told them I want a Pro. So then, like I said, in February of this year, so it had been a year and 3 months since I made my reservation. They sent me an email. They said, it's time to place your order. They had actually sent, to be fair, they had also sent me an email before that saying that it'll be time soon. But this was, it's time to place your order. And the thing that they did not have as an option that I could place an order for, now by then I had already made my choice and have been driving it. I said, it's time to place your order. What do you want? XLT, Lariat, Platinum, no Pros. I'm like, really? That's the way you're going to handle this? Is not only are you not going to, not only do you want to sell me the Pro for, you know, $62,000 at the time, you also don't even give me the option to order it. And that is the end of my reservation now if I don't pick one of the more expensive pickup trucks. Disappointing. Do I hate Ford? No. No. Would I never buy a Ford ever again? Right now, there's no compelling reason for me to. I'm stacked up with, I'm fine on cars for a long time. This full self-driving thing that we're doing here, where we go around and we just take a casual drive. I'm going to go up and pick up some tacos right now. And I just sit here and let it drive and I chat with you guys. It's like, once you start feeling this, once you start feeling the full self-driving and how it kind of changes your relationship with your car and everything, it's just nice. It's relaxing. I'm not as aggressive. I don't worry about, oh look, there's a pole position on the left right now. I should change lanes and get in the left lane so I can go faster. I don't care. I'm going to be there at a certain, whatever time the navigation tells me I'm going to be there. And it's like, I'm fine with that. I'll be there in 5 minutes. Who cares if I get pole position and drag race the Volvo and potentially run the risk of getting the speeding ticket? Or when I let the computer drive, this is kind of how we're supposed to drive it safely. Now, to be fair, I've always said that this is a C+ rating, and I have to take over sometimes, and it makes mistakes. Look at my other videos; it makes mistakes, but it does change my relationship with my trip. That I'm not as worried about every little detail. Oh, this is interesting. Sorry, Autopilot. He put his turn signal on in the Tesla, and this car decided to pass it. So, gotta get the turn signals in there, man. Gotta get some courtesy and politeness into this self-driving. You know, we gotta make it friendlier. Yeah, right. I mean, come on. It's not gonna crash into cars. I probably should have hit the brakes, and then that would have given me a chance to file a bug report to say, you know, that it did that wrong. But anyway, getting back to the point. So, like I said, I was really disappointed with Ford that they did that. I was very disappointed when they canceled the Lincoln MKZ. I know that isn't the subject of this discussion, but that probably burned more of a bridge with me than the pickup truck thing, because we don't need an SUV. We don't need a pickup truck driving around all the time. We don't need a big car that's able to haul a bunch of lumber to take my sorry butt to the gym all the time, or to take my wife to work as a single driver, just driving by herself, you know. Sure, there's times when we need it, but then you like mix and match in your family. You get the sedan and you get the SUV, and then when you need the SUV, you have it, as opposed to hauling around all that extra SUV stuff all the time and paying for it in range or miles per gallon or whatever. So yeah, like I said, they really disappointed me when they canceled the MKZ. That would have been such a perfect competitor head-to-head with the Model S. The Lincoln MKZ, a wonderful car. Look at the Lincoln MKZ Black Label Hybrid if you want to know what I'm talking about. We bought it used, and it was a very good deal. Lincolns don't hold their resale value. Didn't hold their resale value very well. So, you know, new car owners, sorry guys, but used car owners, they're great cars to pick up used. They basically are flawless. They've got a great warranty, certified pre-owned, and we've enjoyed every one we've had. We've had 5 Lincolns, SUVs and sedan, 2 SUVs and 3 sedans. So at any rate, we're about to pull into the parking lot here and see what adventure this brings us. Continue on our way back. Slams on the brakes because that guy is supposed to turn left in here. He does not have the right-of-way car. I had to hit the accelerator for us to take the right-of-way that we have. All right. I don't know if yes, we have hit our destination. It's time for me to take over and tell this thing what to do. And I'll park over here, and we'll go apologize to those people who just pulled in here too. Thank you. All right. All right. This blind left turn up here is usually not allowed. There have been some times I've come up here and it's been okay. There's actually a dedicated right turn lane here on my left, and we did it without me doing anything. All right, give it a little tug there. That's a hard turn. That's a fast corner. People are doing 40, 45 miles an hour at least coming around that corner. It makes me nervous just doing it myself, let alone having a car do it. All right. Oh, man, cup's leaking. All right, I want to be in the other lane. Will it figure it out? Nope. Did not want to change lanes. Why is this dripping all over my car? Okay. It is what it is, guys. So, yeah, so I was saying that they sent me an email and they basically limited my choices to the F-150 XLT, what's it called? Limited, and the Platinum. Yeah. And to me, I don't know why they did that. I mean, I understand that they didn't plan on making that many Pros at the time, but we're going to change lanes this time. So all I do is I hit the turn signal and it does it for me. So they did not let me get a Pro, and it seemed like when I read the email, and I skimmed the email because I'd already got a car, and I was really just kind of looking on there to see if I had tapped the accelerator there. For some reason the car hesitated. I was really looking at the email just to see if I could order the Pro for $40,000. And so right now, as it stands, I let it go. I might still have a reservation for the Lightning. I don't know. But the sad part is that I must not be alone, because I just was watching somebody talk about it today, that Ford has announced today, this is June 2023, that if you order a Lightning on their website, you'll take delivery of it in September. And so what happened? So people are saying, what happened to the hundreds of thousands of reservation holders? What happened to all the reservations? And their ramp up the numbers don't match. The first year they produced 5,000. This year they produced 15,000. Those numbers are not precise. It's just about that many. So I was about 120,000th in line, according to my rough estimates of time and what was reported in the news about the reservations. So I must not be alone in that I gave up and ordered something else, and when it came time to order the truck, there was no order there. Not to mention the fact that I was only interested in the Pro, like I said before, and they didn't give me an option for it. And I didn't want to spend I didn't want to go from 40,000 up to 80,000, or up to 62,000 technically at the MSRP, and then go up to another $75,000 or $80,000 to buy the XLT one. That's not what I was there for. I was there for the Pro. I was there for the entry-level model. Didn't care that it had a smaller screen. That was fine with me. Didn't care that it had plastic mats or whatever. The one thing that I would have liked to had in it was the Autopilot. They're what they call BlueCruise. I almost said Blue's Clues. There's a lot of people making fun of that name. Let's see here. So the car's trying to get over to the right lane. I have to look back and see why it was. I can't see the screen that well while I'm paying attention to the road. So the BlueCruise, yeah, and so from what I understood, the Pro didn't come with any kind of BlueCruise feature, which is disappointing too. And I also found out that the Mustang Mach-E, you pay $8,000 to get the BlueCruise for the Mach-E. And I don't know, just basically, as far as the Autopilot that I've had, because I've had the Tesla since September, if I don't have some sort of a thing that I can do this, where I can keep it in the lane, it'll adapt, and it'll auto steer safely, I don't necessarily want it. And another person reviewed the Ford BlueCruise, and they did a test where they just lightly nudged the wheel to see if it would fight them, and he said that it didn't fight him. It just veered off the road and turned off the BlueCruise. So at any rate, the whole thing was just kind of disappointing. I can live without a pickup truck. This gets 50% more range, or 50% more. Hold on a second. I got to give it some more space on the acceleration. Now it's going to slow down for that lane change. You can see the guy up in the mirror there. That was executed well in time. So anyway, thanks for this episode. I think that's about all I have to say about the F-150 Lightning. Please like and subscribe, and comment below about anything you'd like to talk about. Thanks.